The Voice Chameleon, lending a voice to those whom demand to be heard.
What's up, guys? D back with part 4, the fourth and final edition of the harsh truths of life as a VOA. So today I'm just going to talk briefly about a bunch of the other little things that kind of suck about this gig, okay? One of them is tedium. Like I've told you a million times, sales and marketing, that's 90% of the battle. So make sure you're, spell checking your emails and your proposals and you're customizing them. Take the extra time to customize each email. Don't just CC 50 companies. If you're looking to break into e-learning or look to break into promo videos, just make sure you take the extra time. It's tedious and it's boring and it's repetitive, but it's part of the gig. Make sure you're proofreading scripts. If your client has to hit you up for 20 revisions on a 5-minute script, they're probably not going to be that gung-ho about hiring you the next time. So just take the time, proofread the script after you've recorded. Make sure you listen back to your recording while reading along with the script. Do that a couple times, especially for long-form narration, because it's easy to miss stuff. Our brains play tricks on us when we're reading. We assume a lot when we're reading. So especially with long-form narration, chances are you're going to make some mistakes. Catch them and correct them before sending that file back to the client. Also, this is a very lonely business. If you're a social person like me, it can get kind of depressing to sit in your studio, in your home all day. A lot of people look at that as a perk. Some people are very introverted, and so they love that whole isolation aspect of VO. But most days you're dealing with people via emails and texts, and you're rarely actually speaking with folks on a daily basis. Unless you're doing directed sessions, of course, and doing things like this. Like, this is why I like doing these videos. I like interacting with other people. I like getting you guys feedback, creating a dialogue. It helps me sort of get out of the house, if you will. And then there's other things like, you can't always get out of the house. There's conferences, there's networking stuff, there's all kinds of things you can do. But again, on the day-to-day, you're sitting in your booth, in your studio room, whatever it is, and you're basically talking to yourself. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to get screwed from time to time. You're going to have people nickel and dime you. And especially early on, you're just going to have to suck it up because you need that money. But there are going to be times you're going to do some freelance stuff for a smaller company or whatever, and they might just jack your work. It's not the norm, but it does happen. And this, just some of the ugly, crappy stuff that happens. And I had it happen to me with the company, and, you think about the legal aspect and whatever, but even if you get lawyers involved, what's the point of going after a company that screwed you on a $500 job? You're probably going to pay a lot more in legal fees and everything to take care of that. As you probably just heard right there, dealing with outside noise. I have a zoo of animals. I'm an animal rescuer, an animal lover. My wife and I, we have a ton of rescue animals, and, that's part of our little family here. And sometimes, the dogs especially, will bark at things, and they are loud. They can get up to very high amounts of decibels. So when you're doing stuff, it's hard to necessarily block that out no matter how much soundproofing and things like that you have. So, it's the day-to-day stuff, staying focused, My first probably 4 or 5 months doing this, I had a really hard time getting back into rhythm after lunch, because I would take my lunch and stuff my face, because I like having a big lunch, and I'd watch, something on Netflix, catch up on one of my shows, take like a half hour, maybe an hour, and also just decompress a little bit. But then once the food starts digesting, I'd be like, man, this couch is comfy, and my dogs are awesome, so I'm just going to hang out here. And it was hard to say to yourself, get back in that room and do what you got to do, dude. So I talk to a lot of people, friends, family members that are just like, dude, I don't know how you work from home, because I could never do that. You just got to learn to reprogram yourself, and it takes some time. This job also requires just a lot of learning, staying on top of things going on in the industry, Spend a little time each day just doing some research, or at least a couple hours a week doing some research, Free webinars, things like that are really useful because you'll hear from industry folks that'll tell you about some of the trends. Also learning about tricks, to like SEO marketing, CRM, all that kind of stuff that is, the boring technical side of sales, but it's also what makes businesses successful. So you need to be in the know. I taught myself basic web design and a few other things. This wasn't easy to do. It takes time. Anybody can do it. You just have to apply yourself and take the time to do it. So I guess that pretty much sums up this whole month of what I was telling you about, just the things others don't really tell you. Again, a life as a voiceover artist is not all sunshine and rainbows. It can be a lot of headaches, a lot of tears, a lot of effort where you feel like, what the hell did I do last week? Because you'll have those good weeks and you'll have those bad weeks. And when you have those good weeks, squirrel that money away. Don't go blowing it. This is, again, for the millionth time, a sales job. So treat it as such. This is also your business. Treat it as such. Be on top of every aspect of the business. I think that's enough. I've given you a month full of misery. I hope you didn't find it to be miserable. I just wanted to show you, some of the things that are not so pleasant about this gig and this life as a VOA. But if you can tackle all those things and do it with some positivity and stay true to your path, put in the work each and every day, I promise you, you can be wildly successful. But it really comes down to you putting the effort in it, looking deep within yourself and saying, I can and I will. And if you are that person, then I look forward to working with you, hopefully down the road, collaborating on something. Maybe we'll do a game together, or maybe we'll do a cartoon together, whatever it may be. But keep on grinding. That is the key to success in any business, and it's no different as a voice talent. Thanks again. Welcome your comments, and let's continue the discussions in the near future. As always, keep shining.
Thanks for checking out another video from The Voice Chameleon. I'm D. Alvis, and if you'd like to learn more about how I can help you, head on over to thevoicechameleon.com.